All right, I look at this quarterback competition like a heavyweight championship fight, which means that the opponent has got to win, or the challenger has to win decisively to get the decision. If it's close, if it's a tie, even if the challenger may have a slight advantage, you still go with the incumbent champion because he has to get beat decisively. And in this race, it's been very tight. You saw the numbers. We could make an argument that Mac Jones has actually outplayed Cam in the preseason. But remember, of course, he's played more than twice as many possessions as Cam has. He's played against lesser competition than Cam has. So with that said, right now, if I'm the Patriots, I'm starting Cam Newton. All right, and there are a number of reasons why I say this. One is that Cam looks like in the preseason, what you read about in training camp, like he's been better, like he's got a better grasp of the offense. He's throwing the ball better. He looks better in the few little preseason series that we've seen him in. And remember, last year, he played well. He was 2-1. He was a yard away from having the Patriots at 3-0 if they maybe win that game against Seattle. And then COVID struck. And he admitted that COVID took him down for a while. And so I want to see, if I'm the Patriots, how much of last season's poor play after COVID was actually the COVID, or was that just Cam not having anything left? He's a leader on that team. The coaches love him. The players love him. And it's an easy transition from Cam to Mac Jones if Cam struggles. It's a tough transition from Mac to Cam if the rookie struggles. I don't expect the Cam to keep it the whole season, but I would give him the start, Nick.
Well, that last part I think's key, and I'll get to that in a moment. But to further your analogy, Broussard, to me, if this is a boxing match, the title was vacated, and it's two guys, neither of whom comes in the champion, neither of whom is the incumbent. I know Cam was there last year, but it's not like he has a long history of high-level play with this organization to where he really has to be beaten out the way, for example, Joe Flacco, even though Flacco had not been good in a number of years, he had won a Super Bowl with the Ravens, he'd been there for a decade, so Lamar was going to have to really, really run away with it if he was going to be the week one starter. And I'm shocked I'm saying this because Cam Newton is one of my favorite players over the last 10 years.
Always has been.
I've always defended Cam in the face of what I thought had been in the past unfair criticism. And I've never been that high on Mac Jones. When we were talking about him going third to the Niners, I thought it was an absurdity. I don't know that I see star quarterback in Mac Jones' future. But I think Mac Jones should be the Patriots' week one starter, and I think so for three reasons. One is what Broussard said at the end. I think everyone on this panel is going to say, yeah, we think at some point Mac Jones will be the starter. Well, if that's the case, then it's hard for me to make the argument not to have that some point be immediately. The second point is something Broussard said, and we can show the numbers. Mac Jones did outplay Cam Newton this preseason. Now, he did have more opportunities, and he was doing it against inferior level competition, but he did play better, and he protected the football, which is your biggest concern with a rookie quarterback. But the last reason is this, Wilds. The availability question with Cam is a massive one. Last year, he was either ineffective because he was injured or he's not that good anymore. Pick which one, what door you want to walk through. Either one's not great. If he's not that good anymore, that's a problem. But if it's because, his shoulder wasn't totally right, that's a different type of problem. So you do have an injury concern with Cam that's higher than Mac Jones. But the other part of the availability is there is no logical reason to believe Cam's COVID protocol snafu from a week ago is his last one. There's no reason to sit here and say, yep, that was the one stumbling block, COVID, which derailed his year last year. This year has already been a problem. It hadn't even started yet. That we're not going to have that problem again. Meanwhile, Mac Jones vaccinated, so the odds of him having to deal with it is far lower. So for those reasons, I'd bite the bullet, start a rookie quarterback against Brian Flores and that excellent Dolphins defense, and hit the ground running and keep Cam involved. Keep Cam involved with Cam Newton-centric packages, particularly in short yardage in the red zone, so he's a major part of your offense.
Yeah, so I do think that Cam is going to be involved when Mac Jones takes over, but I think Cam starts week 1. And Broussard, you said it was like a heavyweight fight. I did too, but a little bit differently. I viewed it as like a versus battle, like Locks versus Dipset. I'm expecting great things out of Cam, but I'm not going to be shocked if I end up a little bit disappointed. Like, ugh, thought you were going to show up a little bit better here for week 1, 2, and 3. So here's the thing. I start Cam. I ride with Cam, and we always know we're going to go to Mac Jones eventually. Cam got benched 3 times last year, and after every benching, Bill Belichick came out and said, you know what? Cam's still our guy. Cam's still our guy. Cam's still our guy. Even this year, after they drafted Mac Jones, Cam's our guy. And then I think earlier this month, he was like, hey, who's your guy? He's like, I've said it before, Cam's our guy. He started all 3 games. Cam is going to be the starter. The question, Broussard, and you sort of brought it up, hinted at it, when do you want to go to Mac Jones? If Cam's winning, I think we stay with Cam. The biggest question to me is if Cam loses, if Cam is ineffective, what's that gray area where it's like, let's keep Cam. He didn't play great, but I still want him in. We know that Saints defense is going to be brutal, and then you got Brady in the next one. That will be a fascinating turn here. If he struggles against the Saints, and then you also have a great Tampa defense coming in with Tom Brady, do you make a move there? I would love, personally, just for the emotional stakes of it, to see Mac Jones versus Brady week 4.
Oh. Well, I doubt that'll be Mac Jones' first game, first start. I think Cam should have a very short leash. And initially, I was thinking, look, if he doesn't get it done against the Jets, who have one of the worst defenses in the league, then right there, if he looks bad in the first 2 games, remember, they're trying to win this year. This is not about just finding who your quarterback of the future is. This is all that money they spent, $150 million plus. This is about winning. So if he doesn't do anything against the Jets and maybe they lose that game, I was thinking after that, I'm going to Mac Jones. But here's the problem. As you said, you got the Saints week 3. I don't want him playing Brady in his first game week 4. After Tampa Bay week 4, 6 of their next 7 opponents had losing records and missed the playoffs last year. That would be the time to put Mac Jones in, and then maybe he has a nice run and gets them in the playoff hunt.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.